Hi everyone, Anthony Morganti here. In today's video, I'm going to demonstrate 3 new features found in the current version of Adobe Camera Raw. These are not features that are exclusive to the beta version of Photoshop. They are features that are available in the current version of Photoshop's Camera Raw, but they are technology previews. To use them, you'll need to turn that feature on. To turn that feature on, open up an image up into Camera Raw, then go to Camera Raw settings by clicking on this little gear in the top right-hand corner. Then go down to where it says Technology Previews, click the checkbox, then click OK. Then you'll need to close Photoshop down and then reopen an image up into Camera Raw. Once you do that, these 3 new features will be available. The first new feature is a new type of profile. Now, historically, when you apply a profile to an image, it will get applied the same exact way to any image. Now, there's something called an adaptive profile. The adaptive profile uses AI to examine your image, and then it will get applied in a way that the AI feels is best for that specific scene. To get to this new adaptive profile, you need to go to the profile browser. So click on these 4 little blocks right here. Then you'll find that it has its own little section, adaptive, and there's a single adaptive profile available right now, and it says beta, so this profile is still in beta. You just hover over to get a preview, and you can see for this specific image, it's just washing out the color a little bit. Now, experimenting with this adaptive profile myself, I found that for me, it gives me the best results on a landscape image, something with sky in it, trees, grass, and maybe water. It seems to do a better job, at least for my taste, on that type of image. Now, it is still in beta, so it is going to change. You can see for this image, it's just washing out color a little bit. So give it a try and see if it works for your image. Now, the next new feature has to do with generative expand. Now, of course, in Photoshop, there is generative expand in the crop tool. You just go to the crop tool in Photoshop, and you could expand an image, make it larger, and it will use generative AI to fill in those blank pixels. Well, now you could do that in Camera Raw, and you may be thinking, well, why? I could do it in Photoshop. The interesting thing to keep in mind here is that usually Camera Raw and Lightroom are identical, at least the develop module of Lightroom Classic and then the desktop version of Lightroom, they're pretty much will have the same features. So these new technology preview features that I'm showing you that are in Camera Raw right now will end up, I'm sure, in Lightroom someday. So we'll be able to use generative expand in Lightroom someday. Now, to use it in Camera Raw, you need to go to the crop tool. Now you can see with this specific image, I got in tight on the dog and I cropped out his paw. So I'd like to regenerate his paw so it's not cut out. To do it, again, you open up the crop tool, click on Enable Expand. And when you do that, you'll be able to move the handles past their bounds. See, if I go down now and try to move it, it won't let me move any of the handles larger than what the image is. All I need to do is click this box, and then I'll be able to do that. So I'm going to bring it down. You can see I'm keeping the same ratio, the 3:2 ratio that I shot in camera. So it's having blank pixels on the left and right as well. But I need to regenerate his paw, so I'm just going to bring it up just a little bit. So we get all his paw in here, and then we'll have the left and right regenerated as well. To do that, just click on Generate. And again, just like anything with using AI in Photoshop, it sends the image up to Adobe servers, and it will come back with 3 variations, and you'll get to choose which one of the 3 variations looks to be best. Here's the first variation. I don't like it. His paw just looks kind of funky. So go over here where it says variations and click on the right arrow to go to the next one. Just be aware it takes a second to show. You just got to wait a second or 3 and then it will show. And this one's a little better. And I kind of like what it did over here. So that's the second one's decent. So we'll go to the third one. And again, you have to wait a second for it to pop in. And that one I don't care for. So the second one was okay. If you didn't like any of the 3, you could click Generate and you'll get 3 more. But in this case, we're going to go back to that second one and just say I like that. So I'm going to like that. I'll click Keep. All right. And so we still have the crop tool open. Now just close down the crop tool. So now this generative expand that uses AI is now available in Camera Raw. And again, the key thing to keep in mind, this is going to probably end up in Lightroom probably in a few months. So once they iron out all the bugs here, I think you'll see it in Lightroom very soon. So that's cool. The next new feature has to do with the denoise AI, or the AI noise reduction that has always been in Camera Raw. Not always, but has been in Camera Raw the last couple years and been in Lightroom the last couple years. But you'll know when, let's say you use it in Lightroom, it creates another file. So you have your original manufacturer raw file. And if you use the denoise feature in Lightroom or in Camera Raw or anything, it creates a DNG file, and all the editing gets done to that DNG file. This new feature uses denoise and AI denoise, and it doesn't create a second file. At least not a full raw file. Let me show you. So we're going to go to detail. And in the past, there'd be a button here, a denoise button. You could click on it and a window would appear and you'd get your preview in the window and it would have a slider and it would give you a preview of how good of a job it's doing. And you can move the slider left or right to refine the denoise, process so it looks best. Well, you don't have that anymore. Instead, you have this checkbox. Check it, and it will actually do the denoise action on the image without bringing up that preview box. And the slider will be over here on the right. So the slider is still there, and you can refine what it does to the image. So we'll just let it do it real quick. And I should have showed you there's a considerable amount of noise in the top left-hand corner here. The right-hand corner where the curtains are, you could see a lot of noise. So we'll use the denoise feature. It does take a while to do it. And if I zoom in here, you can see that it removed the noise. If I turn it off, you can see there's before and there's after. There's before and there's after. So it did a nice job removing the noise. Now I could refine it by moving the slider, by moving it to the right or left, but it looks pretty good. Now, whenever you use generative expand or you use this new denoise feature in Camera Raw, often you'll see over here a button will appear and it says to update settings. And it's just kind of prompting you to click on that. When you do, it will just update the AI settings. So I guess every now and then, if you kind of refine anything, you move that denoise slider a little bit, or you go back to generative expand and change something there a little bit, this button appears and you could click this learn more link and it will bring you to a web page that really doesn't explain why the button often appears there. It just basically explains the generative process, I guess. But it's not really that informative, but you could check it out and see if it answers any questions you might have. But you can see that it does take a while to do this, so it's kind of slow, but that's why it is a technology preview. They're still kind of ironing out the wrinkles in it. And hopefully when it does appear someday in Lightroom, it won't be as clunky as this. But you can see that it removed the noise. We now have this expanded so we see all his paw. So everything's good. And I mentioned it doesn't create another DNG file. So what will happen is if I click done over here, so I'm done. And if I just close down Photoshop totally, and I had this image on my desktop, and it is a Nikon RAW file. So here it is right here. It's a Nikon RAW file. And what happens when you do editing in Camera Raw on a manufacturer RAW file? Camera Raw is non-destructive, so it's not going to write your edits to the RAW file. Instead, it puts your edits in a Sidecar file, a .xmp file. And this is a very small file. It's 57 kilobytes, all right? So it's a very small Sidecar file. It contains your edits. And also, if you changed anything in metadata like star ratings and stuff like that, that all gets put in this .xmp file. Now, though, with these new generative features, generative expand and the denoise, instead of creating the DNG file, it has an Adobe Camera Raw Sidecar file. So this other camera or this other Sidecar file. This is a little bigger, but it's not as big as a full RAW file. This is 28.2 megabytes. So what happens if I take this Adobe Camera Raw file and I put it in the trash? I'll leave the Sidecar file there because that has the edits. And what if I open this image back up into Camera Raw? And you'll notice that that generative part of the image will be gone. But the edits will still be there because it's in the XMP. So you can see the generative part of the image is gone. If I zoom in up here, you can see the noise is returned. So it is non-destructive still. It is keeping all that editing in that ACR Sidecar file. Now, if I click Update AI Settings over here, what it should do, see estimate title time 30 seconds, going to take a while. What it should do is it should regenerate the part that was missing down here, and it should remove the noise. So what I'm going to do, so you don't sit here for the whole 30 seconds, is I'm going to pause the recording, and when this is done, we'll come back and I'll show you what it did. Okay, we're back. You can see that it regenerated the parts that were missing. And if I zoom in the top left-hand corner here, well, let me zoom. There you go. You can see the noise has been reduced again. So it regenerated that Adobe Camera Raw Sidecar file. If I click Done and then close down Photoshop, you'll notice that that file will be regenerated right there. So those are the 3 new features found in the current version of Adobe Camera Raw. They are technology previews, but I think the important thing to me, at least, because I generally do my editing in Lightroom Classic, I'm pretty sure these features, once all the wrinkles are ironed out, will end up in Lightroom Classic someday, and we'll be able to use Generative Expand and use this new way to do noise reduction where it doesn't create another full RAW file, a DNG file, but instead we'll create this Sidecar file that contains the AI parts you did to the image there. So I kind of like that. I hope that happens soon. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you, everyone who watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. Talk to you guys soon.